MasterChef is back, searching for the country's best amateur cooks.
Oh, God. Nothing like leaving it to the last minute, is there?
Oh, my goodness.
Each week, 10 new contestants battle for a place in the quarter-final.
I can't fault anything on this. It's phenomenal.
Only the best will make it through to the final challenges.
Everything about this dish works. That's good cookery.
This is a new MasterChef competition and I am so excited.
Now they're about to find out just how good they really are.
These 5 passionate home cooks all think they've got what it takes to become MasterChef champion. But at the end of today's heat, only 2 will make it through to this week's quarter-final.
I'm feeling ready to just show them what I can do and just show Dominique on a plate.
My target is to cook something which rings a bell on the palate. Ding-a-ling-a-ling, dinner is served.
I am quite nervous. Even getting the train was a nerve-wracking experience. What am I doing?
Welcome to the MasterChef kitchen. You are our first group of contestants of a brand new competition. You, today, will set the benchmark, so no pressure.
Each of you have brought in your own ingredients to cook for us a signature dish. One dish that shows Greg and I something about you as a cook. At the end of this round, Greg and I will choose our 2 favourite dishes. And the people who cook those will get themselves a MasterChef apron and go straight through to the next round. The remaining 3 will have to cook off against each other to try and get themselves one of the other 2 aprons. 1 hour and 15 minutes. Show us what you really got. Let's cook.
There is no reason why their signature dish shouldn't be an absolute showstopper.
This is our amateurs' chance to prove their worth, to really tickle my palate and put a smile on my face.
Inspired by living near the sea in Scotland, fiberglass manufacturer Ross has a passion for cooking seafood.
I think you can take anything from a fish supper to fine dining and do something different with it. Explore different techniques, different flavourings, different spices. Some things work, some things don't. Mostly they work.
Ross, you are one of the first contestants this year's MasterChef.
Wow, what an honour.
What are you doing here, please, Ross?
I'm here to fulfil an ambition, to cook for yourself and John, and hopefully to validate that I can cook at a reasonable level.
What is your signature dish, please, Ross?
A lobster thermidor supper. Basically, lobster thermidor sauce with chips. Both ends of the scale. Posh nosh, standard nosh. Mix them together, incredible taste.
Lobster thermidor is an absolute classic. You've got to take all the meat out of the shell, which is a skill in itself, mix it with a bechamel sauce flavoured with mustard. That's the classic thing. Across the top of that is a mixture of breadcrumbs and grated Gruyere cheese. Too much creamy milk and cheese, you can't taste the lobster. Too much lobster, you don't get enough mustard to be able to make the whole dish lovely and moist and wonderful.
Newcastle-based Tom manages a high street chain restaurant, but his real passion is in the kitchen.
I am totally obsessed with cooking. I'm the kind of person that will spend 3, 4, 5 hours making dinner just for myself a lot of the time because I live alone. That's kind of the level of obsession that I have with cooking.
We have from Tom a promise of confit salmon, served with a ponzu sauce. Ponzu is a really sort of rich, fruity flavour from Japan. We've got aubergine and miso puree. Then he's got a crisp made from squid ink. That's an extraordinary amount of work to do in just an hour and 15 minutes.
I think I'm on track, just about.
Would you consider this to be a mixing of food styles?
Yeah, I think it uses kind of the techniques that I've learned, along with ingredients that I love from kind of Southeast Asia and Japan.
Have you been to Japan? You've worked in
No, so I haven't been to Japan, but part of what I love about cooking is the fact that food has that ability to kind of transport you to those places.
It certainly does. 25 minutes gone. Quick, isn't it?
The pressure's on, time's going.
Surrey-based Dominique loves to add a Caribbean twist to dishes to reflect her Jamaican heritage.
I work as a nursery manager, and there's only so much cooking you can do with children, baking biscuits or just teaching them about healthy meals. Going down a cooking path, I can just explore and just show so much more of myself.
Dominique is making us a Caribbean platter. We've got salt cod fritters, courgette crisps, and then we've got ourselves cauliflower jerk wings. Cauliflower instead of a chicken wing, and then on the outside, she's making a sauce which tastes of jerk. Allspice, which is a berry, which is very, very strong, and of course, Scotch bonnet chilies. So it should be lovely and fiery and really, really delicious. And then we've got macaroni and cheese with Viennese sausage. If she gets it all right, we are in for a treat.
Are you the best cook in the family?
I don't want to say my mum first and then me maybe next. Food brings family together, it brings friends together, it's a part of me. During COVID, we've been eating lots and piling on the weight, but food is a big part of who I am. It makes people happy, and it makes me happy.
45 minutes gone, everybody, which means you've got 30 minutes left.
Coffee shop manager Mike cooked his first meal for his grandparents aged 11, which earned him a badge in the Scouts.
In the past, I've not entered competitions because I would not like it if I lost. So that makes me wonder why I'm here. So yeah, hopefully I do all right.
Mike's making us his take on scampi and chips. Oh, we love scampi and chips. Instead of using scampi, which are langoustine tails, Mike is going to use cod cheeks, which he's going to bread with panko breadcrumbs, and he's going to deep fry so they're lovely and crispy. Cod cheeks, lovely and soft as long as they're cooked quickly. If they're cooked too long, they become dry and stringy. We know what a chip should be. It should be crispy on the outside, fluffy on the inside, well seasoned. The seasoning is coming from Madras salt. The taste of a Madras curry turned into salt. So it's almost like a take on curry sauce across your chips. Lovely idea.
I think my style is to take a dish that is seemingly normal, and when people eat it, they go, "Oh, I wasn't expecting that." So we have a tartar sauce using some wild garlic capers that my son and I foraged.
Brilliant. How old's little boy?
He's 8.
Does he know you're here?
He does. So in the initial video for my application, we actually acted out a MasterChef scene. He was you, and he said that he hated my dish. He absolutely slated me.
"38-year-old Madiha recently quit her job in market research to pursue her dream of working with food.
I like my job, but this is what I love. I'm married, I've got kids, I've got everything what I want in life. I want to live the life now by doing what I love to do, which is cooking.
Madea, can I ask you if you have a cookery style?
Well, it's whatever I like, I cook. Primarily, I do Pakistani, Indian, subcontinental food, but I love Mediterranean, I love Middle Eastern food.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a nerd in these things, yeah.
Well, if you're a nerd, I'm in the club.
Thank you. Sorry. It's just falling off everywhere.
Madea has the most food on her stove I've ever seen in a MasterChef competition. We have got 2 massive woks full of food. She's making us an Indo-Chinese dish. We have got from Madea what she calls hakka chicken. whole chilies which are dried and ferociously hot with honey and soy to make it sticky on the outside. And we've got vegetable fried rice. It could be delicious. The thing is, for me right now, is how is it going to look?
Come on, don't be a mess.
Listen, everybody, you have 4 minutes. Welcome to MasterChef.
Welcome to MasterChef.
Possibly should have done it in batches. There we go. There we go. That is more like it.
Everything's ready, so I just really want to make the dish look beautiful.
You have 90 seconds, please.
Oh, 90 seconds.
I'm just about there. Just in the nick of time.
OK, stop. Time's up. Stop. Well done, everybody.
First up is Company Director Ross with his signature lobster thermidor, made with bechamel, Gruyere cheese, breadcrumbs and parsley, served with chips.
My lobster's cooked really well. It's still firm, it's sweet and succulent. The thermidor sauce is nicely made, the salty tang of Gruyere cheese. My chips are nicely cooked and they are well seasoned. I'm happy with this.
The mustard is lacking. And really, that's my only criticism. You made a really lovely bechamel sauce, which was fine and smooth and almost velvety and rich as it should be. Good on you.
OK, thank you. Overwhelmed. The guy seemed relatively happy with it, so I'm happy with that.
Restaurant manager Tom has made confit salmon with miso aubergine puree, fresh tomatoes in coriander oil, squid ink crisp, and a ponzu sauce made from charred lemons.
Your salmon is beautifully cooked. The miso is a very powerful, salty flavour, but it's mellow here. You've handled it very, very well. But throughout the lot is a lime and coriander freshness that's bringing a real light touch to the whole dish.
Thank you so much.
I love the aubergine and miso, coriander oil, with your burnished lemon ponzu sauce, because that's salty and sharp and sour. Your cracker's beautifully made. As an amateur, doing what you're doing and the execution of it, Tom, I'm really impressed.
Thank you. You're trying to read their facial expressions and you just can't. And then they say, I'm impressed with this dish, and you're like, oh, thank God. Like, relief washes over you.
Nursery manager Dominique's dish is a Caribbean platter of jerk cauliflower wings, salt cod and pepper fritters, smoky mac and cheese with Vienna sausages, courgette chips, and a dill mayonnaise.
I'm guessing this dish isn't as smart as you wanted it to be.
It didn't look like this at home. It didn't.
Your salt cod fritters are sweet with pepper. They've got a lovely texture of salt cod and they're not too salty. Your mac and cheese is a little bit thick, but I really like the flavour of those sausages, almost like a hot dog, smoked hot dog running through my mac and cheese.
The star of the show for me is the absolute power of that jerk cauliflower. Starts off a little bit salty and then just comes flying in with, like, heat. This tastes great. Look, it needs to look better.
The judges' comments were definitely fair, but at the same time, I just feel happy and amazed with myself, really. I've done it. Yeah.
Coffee shop manager Mike's signature dish is cod cheek scampi with chips on a pea and tarragon puree with a wild garlic, caper and gherkin tartar sauce and Madras salt.
Really like those soft cod cheeks, really like the crispy coating on the outside. It's not too thick. Your chips are expertly made. You want them crispy on the outside, fluffy in the middle. Your pea puree is really smooth, good flavour of pea. And there is a sweetness in the tartar sauce that I really, really enjoy.
The thing is, you promised me tarragon running through my pea puree, which I can't taste at all. You promised me Madras salt. If it's going to be Madras salt, make sure I can taste those spices of Madras. So I've got the everyday, but I don't have the surprise. I'm missing my surprise, Mike.
I was a little bit scared of the Madras salt, wasn't sure how much to put on, and also the tarragon in the pea puree, kicking myself because I've never got that wrong, but here we are.
Finally, it's former market researcher Madiha, who has made Hakka-style cumin and chili spiced chicken, served with honey and soy peppers and spring onion, with egg fried rice, with peppers, peas, sweet corn and carrots, topped with roasted cashew nuts and chives.
You don't cook for one or two. You cook today like you're cooking for a whole family.
I can't cook small portions because I'm a family cook.
Everything here is seasoned really, really well. There's a lovely saltiness coming from soy sauce. There's sweetness coming from honey and sweet chili sauce. There's also sweetness coming from vegetables, peas, peppers, sweet corn. Your food is generous. It's generous in portion, but it's also generous in flavour.
That chicken is incredible. There's a light coating around it, and there's the heat of cumin. That tastes great. I really like that.
Thank you.
Which is just as well, because you've cooked enough for about 27 people.
I'm proud, to be honest. They liked it. All I wanted was for them to like it. If I get the chance, I'll obviously try to reduce the scale down. I won't cook that much for the whole studio.
I thoroughly, thoroughly enjoyed that. Oh, there's an absolutely cracking start to your MasterChef competition. Well done, all 5 of you.
The first person getting their MasterChef apron is Tom. Your food, Tom, is delicate and delicious.
Thank you.
The second person getting an apron Medea. Love your generosity, Medea. Love your food.
Thank you.
Tom, Medea, come get your apron.
Well done.
I am excited.
First hurdle over with, so over the moon. So happy to be putting this on.
Now, listen here, you 3. There is no reason at all to be downhearted for a number of reasons. One is you've just cooked really, really well, all 3 of you. The other reason is there's still 2 aprons here.
You have in front of you your favourite ingredient, for which we would like you to make a fantastic dish. We want you to showcase that favourite ingredient, and you can use anything you like from this amazing larder behind us. There's vegetables, spices, flavourings, all sorts of things. 2 aprons up for grabs. 3 of you in the competition. That does mean that 1 of you will be leaving us. Ladies and gentlemen, 50 minutes. Get to it.
Feeling quite confident, so let's see how it goes.
I've got something in my head that I'd like to do, and I think everything's here that I need as well.
I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Oh, here we go. Marvellous. Could do with some apple.
Mike, are chestnut mushrooms really your favourite ingredient?
Yeah, a bit of an unsung hero, I think.
What's your plan, Mike?
I'm going to do a gnocchi and a mushroom sauce. And if I have enough time, I'm going to do a tarragon oil. There are a couple of things up there that I would have liked to have seen. I would have liked some miso paste and also possibly some dried mushrooms as well.
Would you like me to get them for you?
Can you?
I bet you would.
Oh.
I bet you would.
We want the pillowish, soft, lovely gnocchi. Mashed potato, a little bit of flour, and then dropped into a sauce. Mushroom sauce, it needs to be really strong. You can't have your favourite ingredient on a dish and you can't taste your favourite ingredient. Tarragon oil as well. We couldn't taste the tarragon in the last round. I want to taste the tarragon.
Dominique, you have lamb as your favourite ingredient. I love lamb. Tell me why you love lamb.
I just love that it's so versatile. So this lamb, I'm going to put rosemary. It's got a bit of garlic, salt and pepper. Keep it quite simple because we've got spicy lentils here with some garam masala, some turmeric. I've got some paprika, some chilli. Not too much, but a little bit.
Tell me the flavour sensation you're trying to conjure up here.
Just a flavour sensation that just goes in your mouth, really.
Everything needs to be cooked properly. That's the problem for Dominique. Lamb cooked properly, fat rendered down, nice and crispy, pink lamb, lentils lovely and soft and well spiced.
You have 20 minutes. 20 minutes to get yourself an apron. Ross, crab is your favourite ingredient. How much do you like shellfish? You had lobster in the last round.
Yeah, I love it. I live close to a place called Arbroath, and the seafood that you get around there is just second to none. So it's a larder on your doorstep, and I utilise it as much as I can. I'm not surprised. I'm guessing you want a MasterChef apron, right? Oh, absolutely, yeah. Can't get them off eBay, so...
You might be surprised.
Ross is making us a tian. A tian is simply a round mixture with 3 different layers. Simple as that. A tomato, caper, onion and brown crab meat layer, an avocado layer which has got some lemon juice going through it, and then we've got white crab layer. Now, presentation here is going to be vital because there's not a lot of cooking, and it's going to taste sharp and delicious.
You've got 9 minutes.
I am up against it. I could do with a bit more time, but I don't have it.
Doing fine, actually. It's all coming relatively well together, hopefully. It should be the bee's knees.
Is that lamb back in the oven?
Yeah, just to finish it off for a second.
When you say finish off, do you mean cook it?
That would help.
3 minutes, please. You all right, Mike?
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be plated up.
Final touches, few seconds. That's it. Stop, please.
Using his favourite ingredient, crab, Ross's tian includes a layer of brown crab meat, tomato, capers and shallots, topped with lemon avocado and chili white crab with creme fraiche.
The white crab meat, of course, it's fresh, it's alive, it's almost sweet. My slight disappointment is that there's no cooking, but it does taste really, really good.
There's not a lot of actual texture. It needs a crisp bread or something with it. But can't deny, tomatoes, crab and avocado taste pretty good together. Especially when all the layers are seasoned very well.
Good. John and Greg's reaction, yeah. I think the guys might have thought it was a bit more style over substance.
Mike made his own gnocchi to celebrate chestnut mushrooms, which he served in a cream sauce and also deep-fried with garlic, along with a tarragon oil.
Your gnocchi are light, little fluffy pillows. You've used the mushroom really well in the cream sauce. It's good seasoning it. I can get the woodiness of the mushrooms. I think you've done a pretty good job here, mate.
Thanks.
You put a lot of black pepper across the top of mine.
More on your plate than there was on
Well, I quite like it. I've got a little tingle on my lips, which I really like. There's a surprise. I don't get the tarragon, which I'm sad about. But, Mike, you know what? You go through in this competition, I want some bold flavours from you.
OK.
Don't be subtle. Give us something bold and brash.
OK. I knew that the little kind of tweaks that would add the flavour wasn't quite where I needed it to be, so I was really conscious of that. Hopefully I can put that right.
Dominique's infused her rack of lamb with rosemary and served it with spicy pui lentils and ginger asparagus.
Your lamb's inconsistent. One part of it's really well done. One part of it is to the stage where I don't really want to eat it. The lentils are really flavoured very, very well. Smoky cumin, coriander running through it, a little bit of chilli, but your lentils could do with some more cooking.
You've got rosemary and a lot of salt on the fat, but I can't taste it all because the fat is uncooked. I don't get any ginger on the asparagus at all. However, you're packing flavour into those lentils.
I put my plate, then I knew what to expect. But I feel OK. Let's just see what happens. Let's just see.
3 cooks left, 2 aprons up for grabs. We've got to make a decision. Simple as that. Mike has got potential, that's for sure. We know he understands how to make gnocchi, how to make a sauce, how to make an oil. It didn't deliver the bells and whistles that he promised, but it was well cooked and well executed.
I'm not sure what I think of Ross. I really love the taste of the crab avocado dish he gave us. However, there's no cooking on there at all.
He sort of went from one extreme to the other, didn't he? Lobster thermidor, doing all the elaborate things, and then in this round, he seemed to pare it back maybe just a little bit too much.
Dominique is a cook who really packs flavour into her food. But her lamb was undercooked. The fat on the lamb most certainly needed more cooking. The lentils, beautiful flavour, a little bit hard.
Regardless if I get through or not, at least the nation will know that I can cook. It's a bit underdone, but the flavour's there.
I have got a feel for what it's like today, and I really want to continue. It would mean absolutely everything to me.
Oh, we'd be absolutely delighted to get MasterChef apron. Personally, I can't see it. I just sometimes you know things. Trust your gut. I'm going with my gut in this one.
This was a really tough decision. It was very, very close indeed.
The contestant leaving the competition Dominique. Dominique, thank you very much.
Thanks, Dominique.
I feel a bit sad to be going home, but it was great. I can say, put it on my bucket list that I was on MasterChef. I've cooked food for Greg and John, so we'll all be positive. I was here for a reason, and just let's see what the future will hold.
Perfect fit.
I am so happy to be wearing this. I thought it was possibly touch and go for a minute, but, oh, man, yeah.
Absolutely delighted. I think I can punch it up a couple of notches. I think I've got some stuff in my locker that will maybe raise a few eyebrows.
Welcome back. And you look really smart in your MasterChef aprons. You've earned those. Today, no doubt about it, is a real step up. You are going to present your food to 2 previous MasterChef champions. winner of 2014 Ping Coombs, and last year's champion, Thomas Frake.
This round is tough because you've got to do 2 courses in 1 hour and 15 minutes. And at the end of this, 2 of you will become quarter-finalists and 2 of you will be leaving the competition. Ladies and gentlemen, let's cook. Today, they will see the reality of MasterChef. 2 champions in the dining room. Their lives changed by this competition. These 4 have the same opportunity.
Ross, what are you making?
I'm doing smoked trout tian, and I'm doing curried mussel chowder.
The first course of yours, quite similar to your crab tian, is it not?
But yes, it is similar to that. However, you're going to experience a completely different taste.
What are the danger points for these 2 dishes?
Timings. I think I've got about 15 separate ingredients to go in at separate times. So organisation is going to be my key today.
Smoked trout starter, he's calling it tian. But it seems to me that we've got more of a sort of chopped up salad with some capers, some radishes, some celery and some tomatoes. And then he's going to bind the whole thing.
But he's making it with sesame oil. Now, that's an Asian flavouring that's almost tastes like peanuts. Now, that's going to be a difficult blend. Main course, mussel chowder. Big, thick, hearty soup. Lovely. He's flavouring that chowder with curry powder. Great idea. And also butternut squash. Sweetness. Now, that's a little bit unusual.
I think the skill and technique with the dishes is the blend of flavours and how well they work together. They can't be 2 at opposite ends of the scale. So I need things to mix, to merge, to complement. Unbelievable. Can't help it.
How bad?
I'll live.
Some of the greatest champions in MasterChef have cut themselves at this stage of the competition.
I hope I could join that list then.
There you go.
That's those done.
Tom's got loads to do, but I love the sound of what he's attempting here. A battered monkfish. Monkfish is so meaty. If it's not cooked properly, it's just chewy. Yuzu mayonnaise, love the sound of that. Yuzu is sharp like a lime, so a lime mayonnaise makes perfect sense.
Tom's main course is a piece of pork steak, but he's using a collar, and it's a piece of meat from the shoulder. It can be tough, but Tom is going to brine it in the hope that that will just tenderise it enough to make it melt. He's got with it a cauliflower puree. He's got an apple sauce going on the side with pork stock. He's got fennel, he's got apples. We know that works quite well. However, he's turning it to a kimchi. Kimchi is a pickle, a fermentation. Kimchi usually takes about 40 days to ferment properly. He's going to try and do it in 40 minutes. Tom, I've got to say, it sounds great. You're up against it.
I know.
What about cooking for our champions in the dining room?
I'm really excited. When I heard the names, yeah, they're 2 of my favourite contestants.
Do you watch Thomas's final, did you?
I did, yeah.
So what did he cook for the first course?
He did monkfish tempura, or bad monkfish.
He did.
Yeah,
he did.
I know, big shoes to fill today. I think the dishes today are a little risky, but I didn't come to MasterChef to play it safe. Came to show the food that I love. Maybe it's not to everyone's taste, but I'm here to convince them otherwise.
Your 2 courses, Mike, what are they?
So my 2 courses are venison pan-fried with celeriac gratin, butternut squash puree, and a blackberry and red wine sauce. So using blackberries that my son and I went out and picked. And my dessert is an Earl Grey panna cotta with baked peaches and a hazelnut crunch topping. I'm holding back on the interesting twists because I want to give you the flavours that you asked of me in the previous round.
There's a lot to balance here on the venison dish, and a lot of it appears to be wet. The gratin with cream in it, you've then got a puree going with it, as well as a sauce. So not only have you got to get the flavours balanced, you've also got to make sure that that venison isn't sitting in a multicoloured puddle.
As we know, a panna cotta needs to have a wobble. Can you get it set? Earl Grey tea, bergamot and orange is the flavour of Earl Grey. A peach on the side, some thyme and some hazelnuts. Fabulous. That's if it gets on a plate.
I've practiced it under time conditions several times, and there has been occasions where, because of the time constraints, something has suffered. So, yeah, a little worried today.
Right, where is my garam masala? I am making you a starter, which is a Saudi street food, basically. It's called mutabak. This is basically made with chicken mince, spring onions, tomatoes, and it's in the spring roll sheets, made like an envelope. I was brought up in Saudi Arabia, so I'm actually serving you my childhood memories on a plate.
Your main course is?
Rogan Josh, which is a Kashmiri-style curry. I'm making it with lamb shanks and masala roasted potatoes. My granny was actually from a Kashmir region. She was the first person who actually said to me, darling, you know what? You can cook, and you should cook. So today is just a homage to all of the people that I love.
Mutabak sounds to me like a samosa, but with chicken mince inside it. She's serving it with something called zouk, which is made up of coriander, parsley, and jalapeno peppers. That means it's going to be fiery hot, but also very, very lovely and luscious with all those herbs.
It's such a nostalgic street food. I had it very often growing up, sitting on Jeddah's Cornish beach with my dad. It's in my dad's memory. That's why I'm doing it.
Main course, Rogan Josh. My biggest concern right now is a lamb shank cooking in 1 hour and 15 minutes. That is pushing it.
Come on, hurry up, cook.
Since winning MasterChef, my life has changed completely. I can now call myself a chef, and I've had the pleasure of running restaurants, writing a cookbook, and as of late, I started a little home delivery business, so that's all new but exciting.
Winning the competition during a national lockdown, I think made it a slightly different year to previous winners, but I was still able to share some of my food and inspiration with people in their own homes, which was quite special. I wouldn't change doing this competition for the world. I imagine they're in there today fairly nervous, and I just know how daunting the size of that task was when I did it. So I've got nothing but sympathy for them today, actually.
Let's do good lunch.
Cheers down that end of the table.
5 minutes on that first course, please. Think about your plates, calmly.
I think this is a really bold statement of a starter. There isn't much going on here. You know, it's ultimately the trout, the creme fraiche, pea shoots and tomatoes, which are just dressed.
What else has got to go on there, Ross?
The croutons have to go on and the creme fraiche.
I think the simplest things sometimes are the tastiest.
Right, Ross, we should be going out the door now.
If this all comes together, it'll be a lovely starter.
That's the last thing.
Go get 'em, Ross.
Hi, folks.
Hi, Ross.
Hey, Ross.
Here we go.
Thank you.
Ross added sesame oil to his blend of smoked trout, capers, red onion, radish and tomatoes, which he served with croutons, creme fraiche and pea shoots.
Everything is dancing in my mouth. Like, there's different textures in there. There's soft trout, there's crunchy onions and capers that pops.
It's seasoned to perfection, almost on the edge of too salty, you know. That sesame oil is smoky and adds a depth of seasoning to it that's really, really nice. Ross is one of those people that, you know, knows what eats well. I just don't think necessarily we've seen as much of his skill on show with this dish.
The thing I can't quite get my head around is all the raw onion. It's really ferocious against the lovely, mellow, velvety bit of smoked trout.
The only cookery on there is a fried crouton. You've got 15 minutes till your chowder goes out. Ross, where's the stock for your chowder?
I've decided against stock.
Milk and cream.
Milk and cream. Yep.
No stock.
Nope. A dash of wine in it.
I love a chowder, I love mussels, and I love curry spices, so it's kind of like singing to me here.
If it perfectly balances that curry flavour with the shellfish flavour, this could easily be a standout for me.
Love the vibrant colours, Ross. Happy with that?
Yeah, it's fine.
Off you go.
Hello again.
Thank you.
Ross's main is a curried mussel chowder, packed with potatoes, butternut squash and shallots.
Cheers, Ross.
Thanks. I never thought I would have to dig as deep as I've dug to have the tenacity to finish that off. I feel wiped out.
Everything on here actually is cooked very well, but the predominant taste I'm getting actually are the chopped coriander and the bacon, which is a shame.
There isn't a spicing in there. It's just creamy, smoky bacon broth, I guess.
The mussels are cooked beautifully, that's good. But I wanted a vibrant soup.
The big flavour in there is the smoky bacon. I'm not getting any curry flavour at all. I mean, none.
You happy with that, Mike?
Mostly, yeah.
Venison's so lean, it's so easy to overcook it. I like my venison slightly pink.
The butternut squash puree should be silky smooth, and then no one wants crunchy, undercooked celeriac in their gratin.
You've got 2.5 minutes.
OK.
Ah, look, they're your son's blackberries.
They are my son's blackberries, yeah. He'll be pleased.
Sauce to go?
Yeah.
You want the sweetness from the blackberries and the acidity in that sauce, but you also want that depth of flavour and richness.
Is that the last bit?
Yep.
Coming in. Let's go get them.
Oh, shaky hands, shaky hands.
Don't rush.
Hello, how are you doing?
Ooh.
So I've made for you venison steak with celeriac gratin, butternut squash puree, some cabbage, and a blackberry and red wine sauce. I hope you enjoy.
Amazing.
Thank
you.
you. For me, the venison's cooked beautifully. It's pink, but it needs a touch more seasoning.
That celeriac gratin, for me, it's literally just there. Probably, 5 more minutes cooking, but I think can be forgiven because the cheese over it is lovely.
The sauce needs to be a little bit richer, but it's got the fruity-like flavour in there.
That puree is buttery and silky soft. It's actually quite delicious.
I'd like a crack more pepper across my venison. I'd like a little bit more seasoning in my puree. The whole thing still needs more flavour.
I think he's got flavour in here. A lot of that Gruyere cheese against the celeriac, sweet sharpness in the sauce. I'm happy with it.
Mike, you've got 8 minutes on your dessert.
OK.
I hope those panna cottas turn out.
Me too.
I absolutely love the flavour of Earl Grey in desserts. The panna cotta, obviously, has got to have that perfect wobble.
And then to top it off, here's baked peaches. That's almost like 2 desserts.
Hey, look at that. I hope that eats as well as it looks, young man.
Thank you.
Mike, you can go whenever you like. Well done.
Great job. Great job.
I've made for you an Earl Grey panna cotta with baked peach, a hazelnut crunch, and a little bit of thyme on the peach as well.
Amazing.
Lovely.
I love Earl Grey.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, my God.
That is creamy, sweet, perfectly set, and absolutely smacks of Earl Grey, and I love it.
Sometimes Earl Grey is a little bit floral and actually overpowers everything. But this is just right. It's just glorious to eat.
That peach is perfectly cooked. The hazelnut and the thyme, by the way, go beautifully together.
Oh, it's like having sweetened cream with a cup of tea. Oh, that's good, but it's a little too firm.
Mine is absolutely lovely. It's got a lovely wobble, it's creamy, it's soft, with a warm bit of peach. It's a really good dish.
God, what a rush. It's, yeah, just a little bit sort of overwhelming. I think it went as well as I could have expected.
Right, Tom, fish frying?
Yes, fish is frying, and I hope the batter's nice and crispy.
So do we.
Yeah.
Tom is a man after my own heart. Beer battered monkfish was part of my final starter that won my MasterChef journey. You want to get that batter crispy, but you need to be able to cook the fish all the way through.
Yuzu mayonnaise. I think the yuzu is not just bring acidity to the mayo, but yuzu brings a little bit more. It just makes it a little bit interesting, I think.
Smells great.
What's got to go?
Just dill.
I'm loving the look of that dish.
Go, go, go. Well done.
Awesome.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. OK, so here I've got beer battered monkfish with a yuzu mayonnaise, fried capers and dill. Enjoy.
Thanks, Tom. That monkfish is tender. That batter is super light and super crispy. The dill brings just that right amount of aniseed.
The mayo flavoured with yuzu is perfect. Not too much. The fried capers got just this pop.
Well done, Tom. An absolute knockout dish for me.
Oh, I love this fella. I love this fella. That fish is beautiful. The batter is crispy.
There's a sweetness in that mayonnaise as well with that lime, the sharpness of the yuzu. It's great.
15 minutes to your main course.
Yeah.
Everything done?
I just need to do the pork.
Using pork collar, it's quite interesting because that is a difficult cut.
Happy with the cookery of the pork?
Yeah, it's
Good.
like juicy.
That fennel and apple kimchi, I think, will bring something really quite unique to this plate of food.
You got 1.5 minutes to go, Tom.
Tasted the sauce?
Yeah.
Happy?
Yeah. Got a nice little bit of sweetness to it.
You're in danger of being late. You've got to speed up a little bit, but they're very nice-looking dishes. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. Good job.
Thank you very much.
Very good job.
Wow.
So here you've got a brined pork collar with a pork and apple reduction, a fennel and apple kimchi, cauliflower puree, sesame oil, and spring onions. Enjoy.
Cheers, Tom. I think the individual elements on the plate sing. You know, I've got this really deliciously seasoned, well-seared pork.
I love the kimchi. I think the apple and fennel kimchi is so delicious. I could eat this all day with the pork. The cauliflower is yummy. I'll happily eat the whole plate.
It is daring. It is bold. It's interesting. I think the sauce is wonderful and sweet with that pork stock.
That kimchi is an absolute revelation, and the flavours on this dish are fantastic.
I never would have thought I'd been able to do that, but I'm glad I got every element that I wanted to do up. Such a relief that it's over.
Oh, God, I burned one. Calm down, darling, calm down.
What's not to like about fatty meat in fried bread served with that punchy zouk?
I hope that her zouk is got this green chili kick and a bit of acidity and sweetness as well.
Turn that one over. There, in the pan. Quick, quick, quick.
Don't want to burn it?
Yeah.
Oh, God. It's got slightly charred.
Let's do this.
What have you got to go? Because you've got just 2 minutes.
I am done.
You're done.
Thank you, well done.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hiya. There you go. So, guys, I've made you murtabak. It's filled with chicken mince with a dressing of zouk. made up of coriander, parsley, jalapeno peppers, and garlic. I grew up eating these with my dad. Bless him, he passed away 2 years ago. So I'm actually serving it there. Sorry.
I'm sure he's very proud that you've put the food of your childhood in front of us, and we will enjoy eating it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Smells incredible. And, you know, food works best when it brings up memories.
Gather your thoughts. You're okay. I can't give you a hug. We're not allowed to touch.
I can afford your hug.
Would Dad have approved, do you think?
Most of them were all right. A little bit just caught at the end.
Listen, emotion's a good thing, as long as you're all right.
Yeah,
you
all
okay?
right.
It's delicately spiced, crispy bread, stuffed with minced chicken, herbs, and a bit of tomatoes to just run through a little bit of sweetness in there.
That zouk is salty and hot. It's really quite interesting. I think Madiha has absolutely knocked this out of the park.
It's hitting every note, and it's hitting here.
I really like the filling of the chicken mince with the tomatoes. Nicely seasoned, nicely made.
I think it tastes great.
Moment of truth.
We've got 7 minutes, Medea.
I absolutely blooming love lamb shanks, particularly with a curry sauce.
Yes! Scott!
Shanks are done?
Yes.
Fallen off the bone?
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Interestingly, she's not serving it with rice, but with the spiced crushed potatoes. I think it's nice to have something a little bit different.
You've got 1.5 minutes to go. Lamb on?
Yes.
Chutney?
Chutney.
The dining room is awaiting.
Good job.
Madiha's Kashmiri chili lamb shanks have been served with spiced crushed potatoes, roasted baby aubergines and red onions, mint chutney, and a cardamom, cinnamon and chili Rogan Josh gravy.
The meat is cooked through, and it still holds a little bit of resistance. I love chunks of like whole spices and green chilies that run through that potatoes.
The sauce is fragrant, and clearly Madiha knows what she's doing with spicing. The mint chutney is absolutely out of this world. I love it. And for me, it's actually making this sing.
Whoa! I have to say, I'm really, really impressed. I'm impressed with the amount of spicing she does and the fact that it all comes together as one very, very beautifully.
However, I'm not completely happy with that lamb shank. Slightly chewy.
Yeah, I've got to disagree with you, I think. It's not melting away, however, it's falling off the bone. My bone is clean.
Honestly, that was one quick 1 hour, 15 minutes. It just went quick. Dad, look, I've done it. He would have been very proud of me today.
I thoroughly enjoyed today. And if that is an indication of this year's competition, we are in for a real treat.
We have to now choose which 2 of these go through to a quarter-final.
I think Ross is a decent cook, and he gave us 2 pretty decent dishes. He's just simply, I don't think, as good as the other 3. Personally, I love Tom. I think he's a very, very exciting cook.
His food was sophisticated, and it was also very, very interesting. The champions in the dining room loved Tom's food as well.
Madiha is a really good cook, and the flavours and spices she plays around with are almost magical.
We can argue about the lamb, and I think till the cows come home, but in the amount of time she had, I think it's miraculous. Mike has got one little issue going on, and it's got to do with seasoning and flavour.
However, his panna cotta, absolutely delightful. I loved it, you loved it, the champions in the dining room loved it.
I'm not sure I've done enough to stay in the competition. Honestly, I think that the other competitors are just better. So, yeah.
I really think I've given my best today, and I really think I've stayed true to who I am. I'd be pretty crushed if I had to go home now.
You don't get to get everything in life which you dream of. But probably this is the only thing I dreamt of for the last 12, 13 years.
You four cooked really, really well today. Really impressed the two MasterChef winners in the dining room, so well done.
Our first quarter-finalist is Tom. Congratulations.
Thank you.
The first person leaving us is Ross.
Thanks for everything.
Thank you very much,
Ross.
Lee. Our second quarter-finalist Mediha. Congratulations.
Mike, it was such a tight call. You cooked really well.
Thanks,
Nice to
Mike.
meet you, my friend.
Take care.
I'd kind of braced myself for it, but to know that I got so close is really going. It's really heartbreaking.
It's been very, very positive. Great experience. Passion for food will be with me to the day I die, or the day I lose my taste buds.
Congratulations to both of you.
I'm on cloud 9, to be honest. To be a quarter-finalist, I have to pinch myself. Oops. It is real. Yes.
Definitely going to be celebrating tonight. Alone, unfortunately, probably, given the times that we're in, but I'm a quarter-finalist now. Yeah, I can't believe it.
Next time, 5 more contestants cook for the right to wear a MasterChef apron.
If this is food you cook at home, good on you.
Before battling for a place in the quarter-final.
Definitely got the wobble factor.
It's just delightful.
And you can see that's Wednesday at 8. Now, over on BBC 4 now, Storyville follows a ruthless race to find Colonel Gaddafi's missing billions, 12.5 in cash.